The Quiz on podcast is brought to you by the Flamingo Fund, supporting LGBTQ+ projects, organisations and initiatives. To find out more, head to flamingoscoffeehouse.co.uk/the Flamingo Fund.
This episode of the Quiz on podcast was produced in association with Unmasked Neurodiversity Network, an incredible charity in Leeds aiming to provide unwavering support and guidance to individuals within the community. To donate or find out more, visit unmaskednn.co.uk. Hello and welcome back to the Quiz on podcast with me, Alex Mitchell.
And me, Hollie Noble.
Today we are joined by another guest, one of my absolute favourites.
You're such a long pause. What do I think of this person? Oh my god, I can't. He's here. Don't lie.
It is, right? You know what it is? Because I knew I'd go, I'll talk him up, and then was like, oh, then I'll take the piss and I'll talk up. so I was like, I need to I don't know what the balance is. Right, he's here, he's turned up.
Someone dropped out. It's Aaron Twitchen.
Aaron Twitchen. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us.
I'm
Thank
so
you for coming
excited
to
to
see
be
us.
here.
We've been dying to have you. We genuinely have. We've asked you so many times.
I know. I genuinely have been busy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a busy. This is not a busy year for me. I don't know how I've not managed to get it. I've been gutted every time.
Yeah.
You know,
I genuinely have.
You know someone's a busy person when they go, this hasn't been a busy year for me.
I know. Oh, is that? Yeah, maybe.
If someone's planning whole years.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we're only in April.
Well, thank you for joining us. We
me.
always start with what would you? How are we phrasing this now? Because we're not allowed to say dream drink anymore.
Yeah, let's say.
Why can't you say dream drink?
Well,
be a dream drink. Dream drink. That sounds like a
dream. What would you like to be drinking right now?
I did think about this, but I think there's two answers to this, isn't it? Because Sunday, I love a Sunday drink. There's nothing I love more because Sunday feels like you can start early, doesn't it? Like.
Yeah.
And you also get to bed early. Like that's. I mean, I don't, but like I like that idea that everything closes early and I will get to bed. So I love a Sunday drink, but what my dream drink, like what I'd really want, isn't what I'd actually have because I'm always. This is so sad.
This could be something absolutely insane.
No, I just think my therapist would not. I don't have a therapist, but if I had one, I think they wouldn't be happy. Is because I'm always thinking, well, what calorie-wise am I allowed to have? So mine is, I always go for like, I'll always go for like a spirit with like a juice because I think it's going to be the best thing health-wise for me.
So
the juice is good because like a lot of hangovers come from the mixers, like having like loads of cokes and lemonades, all the like additives and the sugars and stuff. You drink like a dirty martini or something because that's what Jane Fonda drinks, but you can't go.
So much to unpack.
You can't really go into Viaduct and ask for that. Do you know what I mean? It's dirty anyway, whatever you're having, but it's not necessarily mixed that way.
Are you spending a lot of time with Viaduct?
No, I'm not, but it just felt like a funny thing to add.
Not these days.
Not that I'd recall, anyway. Maybe I'm in there for days at a time, but I don't remember it.
Yeah.
The last time I was in Viaduct, I was in there with my friend, and she's vowed to never go back because one of the drag queens says she looked like Gemma Collins. And then since then, she's gone, I'm never going back.
But the drag queen selling it with kindness. I can almost guarantee I know which drag queen it is.
Yeah.
But like, and I know that she would have been saying that. She would have meant that as a compliment.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't take it that way.
Yeah, exactly. She didn't take it that way. We thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
She's got the spirit of the juicy.
You need to be like...
And everybody wants the spirit of the juicy.
Yeah, you need to do the kind of... You'd be like, oh my god, you look like Gemma Collins after a Zempic or something. But then maybe that's not nice either. Oh my god, am I going to get cancelled? She's perfect as she is.
She's perfect in every way.
Oh, shout out Ozempic though. What a great drug.
What? What the fuck is going on?
You don't get Manjaro is the one you get over here now. Most people get. It's like the cheaper UK version. Mm-hmm. A pharmacist told me I was too skinny for Manjaro, and God, I'm gonna write that on my grave.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Well, I was in a bar talking to a pharmacist, and I was like, "How would I go?" It wasn't like I was like, "Knock, knock, knock. Here's my prescription. Help me, please." My mum's like to be diabetic, and I was going through her drugs, being like, "Which of these will help me process sugars? How much of them do you need?" Do you know what I mean?
Right, we say this while Aaron is literally like the fittest comedian on the circuit.
don't know about that.
I
Ripped.
remember this the first time I met you, and because I was like, oh my god, I'm gigging with this person. I was quite excited, and you like blew the roof off it that night, and I was like, oh, and I was because it was I was very new in it, but I remember specifically trying to chat with you afterwards as if I knew what I was talking about. And being like, so yeah, how's gigging and that stuff? I was doing one gig every week at best, and had been doing for 6 weeks or something. And I remember chatting to you, and you said, yeah, it's good. I'm doing a lot of travelling, but I've started doing this thing now where I will only stay in a hotel if it's got a swimming pool.
Oh, did I say
Yes,
that?
you did.
I was going through. I still am kind of at that. I'm trying to go for swimming pool hotels. Yeah,
I was like,
pay a
oh,
little bit extra, but I do think it's worth it.
I was like, this guy is living the dream.
Is that what living the dream? God, isn't it all fake? Like, now look whose career's thriving. He's having a very quiet year.
Yes,
You never know.
yes.
It's all
Are you
twists
staying
and
in
turns.
hotels with swimming pools or?
No, I stayed at a travel lodge off the motorway in Reading last night.
Oh, I think I know that one.
Yes, yes. M4.
I'm not going to say that's the one that
Well,
makes.
it was
So you
all
have to be
right.
careful with the swimming pools, because you can end up at a Britannia hotel, and A, you have to pay for the swimming pool, and B, they're Ming. So can we still say Ming?
You can.
Is that
But
offensive?
also, this is what you said to me on that same conversation. Yes.
It's rehearsed.
Fully
So
brought up Britannia
just so
hotels.
repetitive.
It's so funny.
I give people the same, like, I don't realise the advice I give. I don't remember saying that specifically. I've got a friend who every time I see her, she's a friend from college, so don't get to see her that often. And every time I see her, she's like, I've been keeping up on the moisturising the neck, Aaron. And I'm like, what? She was like, oh yeah, 15 years ago you told me, don't forget to moisturise your neck. Otherwise you'll have a young face and an old neck, and everyone will know. Deirdre Rashid, don't have a young face and an old neck. You just gotta...
That is a good point.
Yeah, thank you.
Sun cream as well on the neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not an SPF guy, actually, and that's the one thing I need to...
That's what the dinosaurs
Yeah.
died out, right? They just had, that's what the dinosaurs died out. They just had like really dry necks.
Yeah.
That was the whole
Yeah,
reason
that
why.
was why.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I thought that was going to be funnier than it was.
Yeah.
So-
Not enough of an audience.
No,
I think,
I
like,
cut that shit.
some people would have...
Mate, I edit
we
this
were
podcast.
thinking about it too much.
I'll
Right,
either,
that's fine.
I'll
Add
either
the laugh
add
track.
a laughter track. Yeah, I'll add a laughter track.
So we'll get back to what your drink is in a second, because I don't think that we actually covered that. But
Yeah, what is-
firstly, on this topic, the first time that we met, you said to me that you give people different names depending on who it is. So like they'll ask for your name.
For my name,
Yeah.
yeah.
So people are really having memorable first meetings with
Oh
you.
my
I'd say.
God, am I?
Yeah, because I remember that really well.
That might be
That's
nice.
good.
Well, because I will fake name in a bar
Yes.
or like a club or a date sometimes, so that then if someone shouts a name at you, you can kind of maybe figure out how you know them.
So do you have a roster of names? Like how many?
Yes.
How many?
Maybe like 4 or 5. But often,
Bloody hell.
because I've got a noticeable surname, like Twitchen,
Yeah.
so like I would never book a restaurant under Twitchen, because if you flake out on it or something happens at the restaurant, which my friends are guaranteed, like you can never go back. So you always have to have a generic name. So like
Okay.
Ryan Matthews is my generic name that I can use for quite a lot of things, because it's not fake enough sounding
This is amazing.
to be a fake name, but is generic enough that you couldn't ban a Ryan Matthews from anything.
No, you couldn't ban Ryan Matthews. Ryan Matthews is a good guy.
He's not.
You couldn't ban
He flakes out on a lot of restaurant menus.
Okay, so he's your bad.
Well, it's just like, you know, put that down if you don't need to. And then I also have fake names. Some of my friends run businesses, and sometimes they need to spy on other businesses. So
Nice.
I will apply for bits of information so that they can find out what's happening there, so there's no direct link back to them.
Do you have email addresses for these names?
Yeah.
I do. I've got
Do you
I've
not-
got one. I've got one that I have an email address for. But I pretend she's my PA.
Did I tell you to do that?
You might have done, yeah.
That is a bit of advice I always give to like new comics.
I have a-
Set up a new email address and just
yeah.
be like your cousin or someone that does like gig admin for you. Because sometimes, especially because you're touring, I might have said it about that.
Yeah.
Oh, you said Tory then.
God! Fucking put that on the record. No,
Yeah,
like-
let's be really clear. But, like, especially if you're touring, you go into venues. Like sometimes you have to be difficult about things. Like certain things need to be in place, so you need to ask difficult questions. And then it can be really awkward when you turn up to the venue and you've maybe had to be a bit, I don't know, forceful with someone.
I've
who
only
works
ever
there.
used it once, and it was purely because it was a gig I did not want to do. But when they emailed me and said, "Can you do it?" and I'm not very good at saying no, so I said yes. And then 2 days later, I went, "Christ, no, I don't want to do that show at all." And then so I set up this fake email and be like, "Oh, sorry, Alex is otherwise engaged." So
Yeah.
yeah. And it was a
Wow,
charity
I
gig.
really
No, it wasn't
like-
really.
But it's really good, like listeners at home that aren't like comedians or don't work in entertainment stuff, it's really good for like job applications as well. I use a fake name when I applied for jobs sometimes.
Is that legal?
What? Why?
I did it well. Oh,
Is
I don't know. I looked at my watch and that was going to give me. I used to work for the Ministry of Justice and I applied under a fake name because I didn't want them to find the comedy stuff. And then when I got the job, they asked about the name thing, and I can't remember how I blagged my way out of it. Oh, they were like, "Oh, we've seen like on your birth certificate, or like you have to give identity."
Yeah, of course you do. Yeah.
Like, there's a different name, and I was like, "Yeah, so like,
that's my birth name, not my given name."
It's my birth name, not my given name.
Yeah.
And they were like, "How would you like us to call you in the workplace?" Like, because obviously they're being very sensitive about like pronouns and stuff like that.
Yes, of course.
So I was managed to blag under that by being like, "Oh yeah, you can just."
So
call
why
me
did you?
Aaron."
Oh, so that they didn't look you up and then.
Yeah, because
And
so
then
much about
write-
you's online, isn't it? I
Yeah.
didn't need them knowing that I was,
Yeah.
you know, a best-selling author, comedian, and retired circus artist. That was
Wow!
That's
Shameless plug!
Where you looked at the microphone as if you were like.
If this was
really-
filming, if this was filming, I would have looked directly down the camera.
I love that so much.
You have written a book.
I did write a
Yeah.
We
book.
need to
yeah.
bring up the book. That's
We didn't need to, but I did.
No, but we do. We're a queer podcast. You wrote
Yes.
a fucking book about queer history. We
I
need to sort of
did.
bring it out. Queer history that was all very important, but then quite a lot of references to. I'm pretty sure the Sugar Babes got brought up on occasion in that book.
Yeah, well, I said like, I wanted it to be like history for Huns. Like, it wanted to make it really accessible. Like,
Yeah, of course.
like if you're comparing like things changing a lot, like what are you going to compare it to? The Sugar Babes, like that. People understand that, don't they? But my friend went through. I can't believe my friend did this. She went through and counted the references to see what artist got the most references, and I was like, okay, well, clearly the Spice Girls. So she was like, S Club 7 got twice as many references as any other artist.
Oh dear.
One of them is. Oh no, one of them definitely is. Yeah, John, openly.
John.
Yeah.
Oh no, H was from Steps, famously.
Yes.
That's
It's
his
always the
surname,
one
from
with
Steps.
blonde floppy hair.
This is insane. This podcast already.
S Club 7, because they had S Club Juniors, right, as well.
They did.
Yeah.
That's my only knowledge of S Club 7s. I remember S Club Juniors. And also because I remember some of the people who were in S Club Juniors, because they went and did Frankie Bridge
And Rochelle.
and Rochelle, who
Saturdays.
became the Saturdays. They were in S Club
Yeah,
Juniors.
And then Aaron Renfrey, who was one of the other ones, was their choreographer for a long time as well. Because there was a long period of time
They
when I
had a
pretended I was.
choreographer?
Yeah, I pretended I was Aaron from S Club Juniors for quite a while.
Why wouldn't you?
We looked similar. We were both from the South. He stole my life, deservedly. I did, yeah. Sometimes I pretend to be like you get into night. I pretended to get into nightclubs. I pretended to be Aaron from S Club Juniors, and really successfully for a long time pretended to be Billy Piper's brother. Because I used to have shoulder-length blonde hair. I looked so much like Billy Piper that I was able to convincingly pretend to be her brother, and it worked for quite a while until Billy didn't show up at the clubs, obviously,
Right.
because I wasn't her brother.
Is Billy Piper's brother famous?
No.
No, so you were getting him by
Well,
association.
I had read her autobiography to learn as much as possible about
This is why you
her
got the
and
job
her
at
brother.
the Ministry of Justice, right? You got a deep undercover.
Yeah.
This was all part of the interview.
I think, like, yeah.
What were you saying?
I was saying, I'm Billy Piper's brother.
And
Billy
the
Piper's
doll.
coming, yeah.
Billy Piper's on
I think it was
the
in
way.
girl
I think
in
it was
yeah.
peak Billy time. I think she was like in Doctor Who and that. So like she was,
She was a
big time.
name.
or maybe they just humoured me. They were like, hello.
So just to go back to the PA thing, what are you using the PA for?
Difficult things. So I used to be in an improv group, and we had set up accounts that we would use for like, so someone would call.
I'd use my PA every day if I was in an improv
Yeah.
group. I'd be getting out of everything.
It was a very successful. It was a very high class improv group. Foghorn Improv. They're still going without me. Very successfully. Very good. But we would do it to ring like theatres and stuff. Like if you have to, sometimes you have to have difficult conversations about. Or like just be firm, and then that's not a nice thing. Then when you show up to have to talk to that person,
Yeah.
and like you don't want that relationship, especially if you're a comedian, you're meant to be funny and like nice and relatable.
And whenever you write an email, you worry you come across as a bitch in any email.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm emailing just like my agent, and I'm always like, am I being too demanding here? I don't know. All I'm saying is, can you book a hotel because I'm in Brighton? Like it's never anything
Yeah.
like crazy. But like every time I write an email, I'm always going, oh, am I an arsehole? Am I?
Yeah.
It's always
Well, I
on
always
my
put it
mind.
through so I've got a friendship group, the Core Four, and we always put things through there. Like, so we're forever checking emails for tone and things like that.
Tone.
But my trick is
What's
to...
Tone emailing about? What's Tone got an issue
with
with?
email...
what's
Tone has got an email with it. She's got an issue with it. No, so like with emails, my trick is always, if you've written an email, you have to read it out loud as if it was said angrily, like as if it was said with real disgust and intent. And if you can read it and it's not, if you can read it with disgust and it doesn't sound angry or inappropriate, then it's passable, because you don't know how the person reading it is going to receive it. So you have to read it as if they're reading it with the worst possible, assuming worst possible intentions.
I really
That is
like
good.
that.
Apart from that, I would say every second sentence of my emails contain the word sorry, because I'm always worried about being demanding. So then if you're trying to say that angry, like, I'm really sorry.
But it's not, it's like, sorry, I didn't
that's
get
true,
it.
actually.
And then it can sound
God, now I'm
actually worse
questioning
depending
everything.
on how it's been read.
Yeah, say sorry more.
Just go full peak British.
But like sometimes that
Apologise
can
at
sound
every
that passive. Sorry that you didn't get that.
Yeah,
Sorry
that
that
it made
you
feel
felt
like
that way.
that.
Yeah, that's the one. I don't say that.
Gaslighting.
That's the worst.
You used to be able to say that until Married at First Sight, and now you can't say sorry the way you feel that because everyone's onto it.
I've only just started watching Married at First Sight.
Oh my god.
And I say start watching, I'm not watching it religiously. It's my 74-year-old great aunt is obsessed and sends me the clips of it on the daily.
It's a generational hit.
It is. She's obsessed. She only watches the Australian one.
Australian reality TV is so much better than British.
It's insane, isn't it?
It's
Their
because they
Love
don't
Island
have
was
laws.
Crazy.
That's why. Over here, we've got laws about how you have to protect people, and oh god, human beings are people, like they're not objects. Whereas in Australia, they don't believe in that yet.
Yeah.
So, 100%, we will look back in 10, 15 years' time at this time of reality TV in Australia in the same way we look back at X Factor and be like, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
How did we have it? I can't believe that. But for now, let's just enjoy it because soon we will look back at ourselves in disgust.
Yeah, some of them are crazy.
Can we? Are you guys watching, or were you watching Celebrity Big Brother?
I didn't, but I saw. I
was
it's
going
just how
through
I
the
see the clips.
Oh my god,
yeah,
I need to talk to you about the JoJo thing.
What
but then we really need to go back to the start of this podcast because we've not done.
I don't care.
I said vodka orange juice, but really what I want is a dirty martini, but I don't trust it.
Okay, really quickly then, so that people don't freak out, because people like a format. How do you think Pluto identifies sexually?
The planet?
Not the planet, no.
A cartoon dog.
Oh! See,
Actually, the planet as well.
Yeah, the planet. Forget the dog, the planet.
the planet is, like, Pluto doesn't do anything. And it's just a rock, it's not really a planet. Didn't it get downgraded?
It's a dwarf planet.
So it's like, it's just there.
forgettable.
Like, it's, so it's totally, like, non-binary, asexual, not doing anything, the planet.
Okay.
It's in the group chat, it's in the WhatsApp group chat, but it got but what it doesn't realise is there's actually two, and the second one is just that group chat,
Don't
just without
worry,
that one in
sorry
it.
for Pluto.
That's what it
I
is.
know, but then I think Pluto's kind of happy about it. I think like Pluto's sad. I think Pluto really likes interacting with other people. Like, doesn't even have no moons because it's like, ugh, I just can't have someone circling.
Pluto's
me.
like a
So Pluto's like
45-year-old
all right,
woman.
being like distant.
Okay.
It's like,
45-year-old woman drinking rose.
That's made me feel bad.
I didn't want to go out with them anyway.
Rose,
I was fine.
totally, it's a Merlot, like deep on their port vibes. But the dog. Absolutely, I absolutely refuse to dig and try and find sexuality in Disney characters when it's not there. Why should we have to go for crumbs? Is what I'm saying. Like, we keep getting this. Like, do you remember when Beauty and the Beast had
That point.
Yeah, I think I probably
you know when-
destroyed it.
No, you know when Beauty and the Beast had like that live adaptation, and they were like, "Oh, Gaston is who's the sidekick? Just Joe Gad or whatever." Gaston's sidekick, and they were like, he's gay in this version, like he's totally gay. And what we got was a look, and it's like, why are we scraping for crumbs? Like, there's a whole generation of cast. A lot of like, especially the villains are totally inspired by like dragging. Yeah. They're so queer coded, and yet we have to just have crumbs. And I refuse
Who's the
to
villain
eat
in
crumbs.
Aladdin? Who's
Jafar.
Jafar.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Although he's queer coded, but he absolutely is going for the woman. So that's not so much. But if you think of like Ursula in Little Mermaid was based on like Divine the drag queen, and then even like The Emperor's New Clothes, the woman in that, she's like quite fabulous. It's like drag adjacent as well.
That film does not get
Scar in
Scar. Oh yeah, Scar is
So yeah.
Okay.
Sorry to crush, but it's just like me personally. I'm not gonna eat the crumbs. Like Disney does that. Like Disney is also like so toxic with its homosexuality. Like, how to use like gay writers and most of it's history.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Sorry to be the old.
Sorry. Just remove that format.
Thanks
No,
for
I
listening.
love it as a format thing. I
Thanks
just
for
wanted to be
listening to
the
the
one.
last ever episode of Quiz On.
Just record all the others and then get into the series.
Aaron's
Very
cancelled
last
us
one.
forever.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
just
that
making
was-
up for the Ozempic joke.
Yeah.
I'm just hopefully there's some Huns still listening. Like, it's not all bad. People are complicated.
So, Celebrate Big Brother.
Okay, this one, yeah.
Basically, do you know about the JoJo thing?
Yes, and there was kind of like there was a maybe thing with like Chris from Love Island.
Yeah. Do you know
and
anything about this?
So I know all of it, which is why you're saying the JoJo thing. I'm like, which thing? Because
Yeah.
there is because it started with Mickey Rourke being
Yeah.
horrendous,
That was horrific.
really awful,
Yeah.
and did say when you leave here you'll be with a man, which
Is
subtle foreshadowing because she has left and at the rap party dumped her girlfriend who she's been with for years during the rap
I
party.
don't know if it's girlfriend though because her
Partner.
partner is non-binary.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And like I don't think JoJo's ever said she was. Oh, actually, I think she probably has said she's a lesbian, but I thought
She
she
has.
talked about being bi.
So in
No.
Big Brother, she did turn around and go, I think I'm just going to use the word
Queer.
queer.
Yes. Yeah.
And
She
that was
has
a
said
big
lesbian
thing.
previously.
Oh, okay.
And and then
Oh, when she's talking about her pop music, she's like, I'm the only person making lesbian pop.
yeah.
Which
is-
I obviously she's just so
please,
young.
She's the
Right,
CEO
right,
of gay
that
pop.
is-
She hasn't read my
Like-
book, is what it is. She had.
Jojo, if you're listening, read Aaron's book.
Jojo is she never listened to this podcast, but my god, I wish. Imagine if we could get Jojo on the podcast.
I
Dream
think
guest on my
I think
podcast.
She is the dream guest on my podcast.
you just need to ask. You'd have to film it though, because she'd want to do the karma dance.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would be willing to let
Yeah,
that
yeah,
happen.
Yeah.
Like,
You do it with her, I think.
no.
It would be like, is Alex doing the dance or he's just having a twitch? Like,
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I don't know
We'd be
what
like,
to
whoa, that disability, that's gone down steep.
Yeah.
like we knew it was degenerate.
you'd be
That's
the one.
really
You'd be the
quick.
first person to actually outdo her on it.
Yeah, which,
This is just muscle memory now.
yeah, it's a concert, yeah. You have to rehearse for this. This is called 8 a.m.
You've been rehearsing your whole life for this.
Yeah. I
This
call
is
this,
your moment.
yeah, I call this Tuesday. You call this
But you hit the nail on the head with her being 21. Like, how, oh my god, I would have ruined my life so much more, like, additionally than what I have, if I was on
on
like,
Big Brother.
well, yeah, but like, in the public eye that much at 21.
So
So,
I just missed out
God.
on Big Brother when I was 20. So I
Did you?
got yeah.
can I throw in something absolutely crazy?
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure I'm allowed to say. I was asked to be on Celebrity Big Brother
This year.
this year. I was asked to be on
Oh,
Celebrity
why did you say
would
no?
Big Brother. Because I like having a career.
No.
I think you made. Well, I think you made a mistake.
You
Yeah.
made a
I
mistake.
said-
Don't know if you'll get asked again.
I said the only reason I'd do it, I said the only way they could make me do it is if the fee they paid meant I could put a deposit on a house. And
But you could. It's like 30 grand minimum, wasn't it?
not what they were offering me. Which
The
it
lowest,
was.
what I read anyway was the lowest person got 30.
Yeah.
You
I
could.
would have been the lowest. Also, because I was very much like, I'd just come off the back of the other TV show I'd done, and I was like, talked a lot about being queer, talks a lot about being disabled, and I was like, they're going to put me in there with someone who is incredibly fucking right wing, and I will be put in
Imagine
as.
you against Mickey.
But I was like, they're going to put me in as the point of difference.
Yes.
And I'm like, that's the only reason I'm going in is because you want to have 3 weeks where I hate every second of it and have every argument under the sun, and I was like, I don't
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
to be a part of
Do you know what, when you
that.
put it like that?
So I was very much like, I don't know. There's loads of them I would do. Like anything where I could learn a skill, I'd do. That'd be saying,
Such as?
we're talking. I'd do.
Maths.
I'd do strictly in a heartbeat.
Would you go on
In a
maths?
heartbeat.
Would you go on maths?
What's
Married at first sight?
no? What skill are you learning from that?
How
How
being in a relationship.
patience.
Sex.
It's a learning. I will learn
How to
sex.
talk about things that happened off camera as if they just happened right now.
Yes, that is my favourite thing when they do like the cut shots, so especially on the Australian one.
Yeah.
It's always like, I cannot believe he's done that. He's just walked out and left me here. It's like, yeah, because you told him to fuck off.
Although what I would say is, I do think there is skill to reality TV, like because
Yeah,
obviously
well,
we're so
there is.
used to
There
formats
is.
where you've got like confessionals to camera, which are obviously filmed like way out of sync. And
Yeah.
I think like the people that are successful at reality TV are really able to do those
Yeah.
confessionals as if it's the moment, and it is quite difficult to see
Yes.
where the blend and the cuts are. So I do think, like, as much as we love to slag on like reality TV shows, like there is a skill to being good at it. Not everyone who thinks they would be good on a reality show actually is.
No.
Yeah.
Some
You watched
credit to
90 Day
those
Fiancé?
people. No, people keep telling me
Oh
about
my
that one.
God,
That
Aaron,
sounds
you
like
would
it's right up me.
fucking-
Yeah.
Yes, it is right up you. Yes,
That's not the
yeah,
phrase
right
people
up
use.
yours. Yeah, it is right.
Yeah.
It is right up you. Yeah, that. What always gets me, especially in like documentaries as well, where they're sat talking to the camera, and say if it's like, you know how this documentary ends, like a woman's been murdered for example. When they're
For
talking,
example.
yeah, a very good example.
How all these stories end?
Is that what happens in 90 Day Fiancé? Is that where there's a time limit on it?
90 days!
Woman
and,
gets
then,
murdered.
and then it becomes the traitors.
Yeah.
And then they have to work out who's done it. Like,
That would be brilliant. So at the beginning, when they're talking through it, they're really in that moment of when things are like happy and good, and I think that is really a skill when they can do that. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
talking
yeah.
as if it's in that moment, and it's
Yeah.
like, you know how this ends, but you're talking now as if it's happening, and then all that thing happens.
But then maybe we'd be good at it. You can kind of do that in comedies, like acting in a way, isn't it? Like, especially if
Yeah.
you're talking about, especially in like an hour format, like in a show
Yeah.
format,
Oh,
like
yeah.
you maybe have like an emotional journey through it. And we
Yeah.
kind of do that, don't you? Like you kind of like bring the happy bit and then you bring the sad bit. And especially if it's like something that happened like a while ago, you have to keep bringing that emotion to it. So maybe we'd be
Yeah,
better at it than
that's
we think,
true.
actually.
Yeah, I think it would be great.
Yeah.
if anyone's listening, it's a producer.
Don't ask Alex to go on CBB again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get us on that murder one.
Although I did meet a comedian who the other day I gigged him for the first time, and I won't name him, but he used to do lots of hosting reality TV, maybe about 10 years ago. And I said to him, I went, oh yeah, I was offered Celebrity Big Brother, and he's a friend of Will Best, who presents it. And I went, yeah, I was offered it, and he went, why the fuck didn't you do it? And he was like, why wouldn't you? He was like, sell your soul. Just sell your soul.
I agree.
He was
Yeah,
like,
I'm sorry, I do
it.
as well.
Don't take-
But
just
I
take the money
understand
and sell your soul.
your reluctance about it. But I think nowadays, like, I don't think there's as much stigma as well.
Yeah,
I haven't done it, especially something like that.
Yeah.
And
I think the biggest thing is, like, I'd just come off the back of the other show when the offer came in, and obviously it was being filmed later
you
on.
sort
But
of snatch it, isn't
just-
it? Really.
I'd just come off the back of that, and it was also like it was, I was getting quite a bit of heat in the tabloids, and so I was like, I don't want to immediately throw myself into something.
Yeah, I suppose
else
it could make or break
because-
your career, really.
Well,
Like,
it
if you
wasn't
went
even
in
that,
there.
but it was like I was sort of just like I'd spent, particularly for me when I did Britain's Got Talent, it was like I wasn't supposed to do very well. Like no one was expecting very much of it, and then I got into the semi-finals, and everyone was like, "How's he got in the semi-finals?"
What makes you think that?
Because people wrote it.
like
Because
trolls
the Daily
online.
Mail. No.
Oh yeah, the trolls online.
yeah. But like on the day of my semi-final, on the live semi-finals, you could get better odds on me to be buzzed off than to go through. Like,
But that's just, I do think
So
that's like British
that's-
tabloids. And I
yeah.
think
Yeah,
the
it's
power that they
100%.
have is a lot less.
So it came back
now.
that, and then so when I then my semi-final was on the Friday night. I do the final on the Sunday. When I did it, they do it differently now, but they did it all across a week. And so when I won the semi-final, from that moment on the Friday to the moment I walked on stage on Sunday, it was just constant. Like phone was always ringing. There was always someone wanting to take pictures or have a chat. And when I say someone, I don't mean people. I mean people from the press.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was that story of he's gone from, because I'd gone from, shouldn't even be in the semi-final, to suddenly I was one of the favourites to win the show overnight. So it just went completely crazy. And then in the final, I didn't win. And then everyone was like, what a disappointment he was. And I was like, well, 3 days ago, you were calling me shit anyway. Like, so it was like at that point, and that lasted for a good month. And then across that month as well, like, social media was like, they were like, going deep into my social media, finding things. They were just trying to dig up anything they could on me.
Evil, aren't they?
Like,
Well, that's
'cause
the
I had
thing.
one where I
So
got-
you should delete your social media every year. Like, I've forgotten how to do it. I'm not at any risk of getting enough fame that anyone will dig through. But like, you should do it. Like, a friend of mine who is quite considered famous. Yeah, they told us that ages ago. Yeah,
Did they?
so
Oh
just
my
go
God,
through, delete.
everything.
Just delete back, and because it will delete. Because
Yeah.
also the only thing is you can use like Wayfinder or whatever, isn't it? Like Webfinder or whatever, so you can go back and like.
Look
The
at
web is
certain
constantly taking
things,
screen
yeah.
grabs, so they can get
Yeah.
hold, but just make it slightly harder. Because we've all
Yeah.
said, well, time moves on. Do you know what I mean? I've definitely said things and done things in the past that, like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be proud
When
of,
I-
and it's not language I would use now.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
do
of
mean just
course.
things in the last 20 minutes.
That's a really really good.
I think we also trip over each other. Like Dawn Butler this week in the press, she was on a news thing. She did a really good, powerful point about like the trans women's, the Supreme Court case.
Yeah.
But while she was talking, she said normal men, meaning cis men.
Yes,
and like
saw
I
that,
imagine she would have instantly thought, "Oh, I didn't mean that in that way."
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
trip over things that you say,
100%,
and we
do
post
that.
stuff so much online now without really
Yeah.
thinking about like the implications of it. And
Fuck yeah.
time moves on, language evolves, we
Yeah.
grow. One day
Yeah.
Maths Australia will be banned. It's just gotta live in the moment of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, so it's a good point. Like making sure you go back and delete the stuff. Because I mean, the one I had, I only ever had one. Because when you started on the show, they were very much like they sent you a link to this software where they were like if you put all your socials in here, it'll find anything with any sort of tenuous link and stuff. But then I know it was great, but like I had 47 related to firearms, and I was like, what the fuck have I been doing? It turned out if you used like any form of like bang or boom, they were like, he's trying to sell guns. Like, it was like, so it was like, but it was like a really in depth. That was really good.
Were you one of these hashtag boom people?
No, I don't. But I don't think I was. I don't really know. Well, I didn't think
Cheeky
I was.
Nando's, boom.
I didn't think I was, but it turns out I must have been. Like, so that was. So the one thing they found, though, the one thing like one of the tabloids found that they did want a story, and eventually they didn't because it's not a story. Is that I once tweeted a picture of Cillian Murphy. Because the film Oppenheimer had been released, and it was released on the first day of Pride Month in America. So loads of Americans being quite bigoted about it. So I tweeted a picture of Cillian Murphy and captioned it, "In honour of Pride Month, show me that Cockenheimer." And I tweeted that, and this one tabloid were like, "We're going to put that on the front page." And I was like, there must be something better to talk about. Like, there must be something better. Like, so yeah, that was my experience with reality TV.
Yeah.
Like I say, I would go back and do it. I'd go back and do one where I felt like I would, either when I felt like I was ready to do it, or one that one where I felt like I could actually like learn a skill and have fun.
I think you should do maths.
Absolutely not. No.
I'd love to see you on
No.
maths.
I'd be so uncomfortable.
I'd love to see you on maths.
It's one where I think I'd have fun, like trailers. 100%.
Yeah,
if that call came, that's the dream call, isn't it? That's the
Yeah.
dream call. If that comes up, I'll be like 100%.
Yeah. Would you do trailers?
I would. I mean, I would do. Me and my friend want to do
Anything.
traitors together. This is our pitch, right? This is how we do it. You go two friends, like you go in and you both want to be the traitors, and then the minute that suspicion turns on one of you, you would turn on each other,
100%.
and you would go in at the round table on each other, cruel. Like like using up each other's past, like both knowing, like between you, like this was all on board. Like you go because the minute that you've gone against your friend, and then whichever one of you gets evicted or kicked out, then you suddenly like cry because you're like, I can't believe I had to do that to my friend, but I just really believed that they were a traitor, and then no one is gonna think it's you.
Yeah, that's
and then you're just hidden
There's
under.
been people on there before that are like family or.
So the last was they had two sisters,
Yeah.
and one was
One
a
of them
traitor,
was and
one wasn't. But that
so if
was
you've got two that
fucking
are both
brilliant.
traitors.
But here's the thing, right? If like it was quite clear that they weren't communicating with each other about this, surely you would have like on
You'd
the first
say.
day, if I have 2 sugars in my tea, it means I'm a traitor. You know what I mean?
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
it's like I don't have to say
Yeah,
it.
I mean, how are
to
they?
you,
And how are
but
they preventing that?
Yeah,
actually
exactly.
preventing it,
Clever.
So.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good.
You'd know something had changed in me if I started eating bread.
But oh my
Everyone
god,
reaches for the croissant. Oh my god.
that would be the shot.
So
They
totally.
always leave on a cliffhanger. You just suddenly reach for the
Yeah.
question like dun 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 dun.
Should we get into the actual.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
I
go on,
just
should
spent
we?
ages preparing the topic. And we're like 5 minutes from the
3
end.
minutes in.
5 minutes?
So topic was you wanted to title the episode. Can you remember what you wanted to title the episode?
No.
It was
Being eaten by a cat.
How not to get eaten by
Oh,
cats.
how not to die lonely and eaten by cats.
How not to get eaten by cats and other reasons to leave the house.
Yeah, was that it?
That was it,
That's
yeah.
quite catchy.
It is.
It's
It's
good. People are gonna love it. People are gonna see. People are gonna look at that title and go, "Oh, that's interesting," and then they're gonna get half an hour
Oh
of
my
reality
God, Jay,
TV.
you're gonna have to put like a little disclaimer.
We don't talk about this
Yeah.
until the very last
That's it.
3 minutes.
Yeah.
So what would you like to say about being eaten by
Well, because so I moved to Leeds like 2 years ago, just over,
Yes.
about 2 years ago actually, pretty much
Congratulations
today.
to you.
Thank you. Yeah, I went for a breakup and thought not suffered enough.
Yeah.
I had no reason to move to Leeds. Like, didn't didn't know anyone here. I wanted to be closer to my brother because he'd had 2 kids, and I wanted to be like close to them. Because I didn't know anyone. Like now, my best friend is a 2-year-old, and he can't really talk. He thinks my name is Jamma Jamma. So it's not super intellectual. Yeah. So I've been trying. So for the first like 18 months, I was like heartbroken, and I was super busy. Like I did the book, I did a show, and then after Edinburgh last year, I was like, oh, I'm gonna have a break. So I moved into a place on my own, and then I was suddenly like, oh my god, bereft. I'm actually just on my own with nothing and no one, and I was a bit lonely. Gets dark, kids. So I've been trying to make friends, and it's quite hard to make friends as an adult.
Yeah.
Like because everything is quite digital now, and I think we've sort of forgot. I mean, I've certainly forgotten like how to make a connection that builds. Like you can have like that's basically why I came on this podcast, was to trap you in a room for an hour and to force you to be my friends, guys. Welcome to my cult.
And you turned us down 3 times.
Another tip, guys. You've got to make them clean.
Please spend time with us.
Ages singular topic. But like I do think it's and like because like when you work somewhere with someone, like you see them all the time every day, so they're sort of forced to build a relationship with you at some point. And like it's quite hard when you've got like tangible things. It's quite difficult to make friends.
But this is what I would say with comedy, right? Is that I think all the other jobs I've worked, proper jobs I've done, you like become friends with people you work with. You see them all the time. It's great.
But do you see them all the time? I don't feel like you do.
Well, so this is.
Back in the day, when I started, you do, because you were all doing the same car shares and you were all driving to Bristol for no money. 5 of you put in the back of a Renault Clio.
I worked in schools as a teacher, so we would spend, other than we'd spend every day, the hours you work as a teacher might be 8 till 5 every day. You'd be in the building, so you see each other all the time, and then you have such long periods off in the summer holidays and in any school holidays that when you come back, you're like, oh, it's great to see you again. I forgot I hated your guts.
Yeah.
So like, it's like
I'm so glad you got to that point.
Yeah, it's like 100%. People are like, did you have a nice holiday? Yes, because you weren't there.
Yes.
Like so, but we did but again, you do make really like good friends who I worked with, and you make sure you saw them when you weren't working together as well, like as people do. You have workmates who you see outside. But what I found was, every time I left a job, within 6 months I'd stop seeing those people.
100%.
No, I've still got quite a few work friends that I've clung.
I think I've tried.
But the majority of people, think about how many people that you considered friends when you were working with them, in comparison to how many you have. Like,
it's hard to maintain it, isn't it? So you have to work, but you have to work at friendship. I think
you do.
You do. I'm really.
So that's why I said it's why it's part of comedy I really like, is that what we were saying earlier. I don't think I've seen you since last Edinburgh, right? Which was last August, right? Which is ridiculous. Seems like ages, right?
Well, someone's too good for the new material nights on a Monday.
They won't fucking book me. I wish they would. So it's like, but still, when you see each other again, it's just like, nothing's changed.
Yeah.
It's just the same. So I find now, like, I would probably say I've got more friends in this line of work because theoretically, I guess it's we are colleagues.
It's what you want from a friend, though, isn't it? Like, I want what I had with my old friends, who are still my core 4. Like, but I want that like nearby. Like, I just want to be sat with someone, like watching telly and like doing things. Like, oh my god, I want my friends to replace a relationship, basically. But so I think but I've come up with tips. I've worked quite hard at this episode. We've got no time.
This is amazing.
I've got my tips for like.
Have you got another jingle for this segment? Do you want to hit us for one of those?
Aaron's tips. Not tips.
Nice.
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 Really like that.
Do you want to get it clean?
Tips.
I spoke over. Do you want to get it clean or no?
Right. So how many have I got? I've got 4 tips for how to make friends as a grown-up adult. Because I don't know if you can tell from my voice, it sounds so youthful, but I am coming towards a big birthday. I might be 40 soon.
He's going to be 21. No.
Well, I haven't decided. So my friends are trying to organise. We all sort of turn 40 the same year. They're trying to organise things, but I haven't decided if I'm going to turn 40 yet. Because I will turn 40 when I'm ready. Do you know what I mean?
You might be 40, but that doesn't mean you turn.
Yeah, your mental health when you first said that.
It's just, Holly, I don't want to let a Gregorian calendar dictate to me how old I am.
And I totally agree with that, because I just turned 21 in January. But The thing is, I think it's where my mind went when you're like, I don't know if I'm going to turn 40. I thought,
Oh, right. Clock out
okay.
before then. No, don't worry. Don't worry. And if I do, then that meant someone got me. That was too dark for this week. I was thinking, maybe I'm too online. Look, I don't have friends. This is maybe it's why. Oh my God, Aaron, you're the problem.
Yeah.
That's the 5th tip.
Right, give us 6 tips.
Right, tip number 1, have kids.
No.
Yeah, I don't know if you've heard Hollie's opinions on this on the pod.
Are you absolutely no?
She's staunched
Oh my
against
God,
children.
no.
Well, all my mates are mums now. Like the core 4, the group chat is very much
Little
a lot
kids.
talking about mums and fannies and like birth and stuff. So obviously, because I'm a feminist, this is what a feminist sounds like. I am quite silent in those discussions because I realise my role is to listen.
It's to listen
and
and let
just
them suffer alone.
listen and emoji is what I do. I do a lot of emojiing
Yeah.
to let them know I am listening.
Love heart,
Yeah,
Love
and
heart, the
also
nails
being
one.
like
Yeah.
voice
Yeah.
notes. I'm not going in there.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, got a voice note. No, I don't want a 7-minute long poem. Leave me alone.
Oh, that's
like-
what I send to you, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I know that you,
10
every
minute
time you
podcast.
sigh, oh,
Yeah.
God,
Just
Holly,
know that-
shut the fuck up.
No, just know when you send them. When I'm listening to them, I'm probably on the toilet because that's
That's
where I do
okay.
all my admin,
That's
all
all
my emails, any.
How long are you spending on the toilet then?
Sometimes I just, sometimes I send.
Just
it
maybe an
along
add
with
an
the
apple
necessary.
to the diet. Do you know what I mean? Fibre tablet.
Just where I do all my admin. It's just, makes life easy.
Sorry.
No, don't be. I think this is an important thing to address.
Yeah, you're right. So have kids.
Yeah, because parenting forces you, because you know what we're saying, like, oh, when you work with someone or you're close, you're around people, like same like with kids, because you go through the same life stages, they go to school
Yeah.
and that. It'll be like your teacher friends, like, yeah, you don't like
Yeah.
these people, they're insufferable, but they are regular hosting
Suffering.
brunches. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There is things to go to, and maybe
Yeah.
when you're at those
Together.
other things, you'll make friends with other people that you want to be friends with.
And I do
It's a
agree with that
connector.
because a lot of my friends have started reproducing on purpose, and they are going to like, the
I love the phrase reproducing on purpose.
Beautiful.
those like maternity classes of they're making friends there, and
Yeah.
I think it's like collective suffering, isn't it? Like if you're all doing that together, you kind of congregate, and that's like comedy, right?
I like the way that you're seeing this as trauma bonding, whereas I'm like,
Yeah.
they've just got a hinge. They've got something to talk about to start it, and then you've got the two things that make friendship: a hinge, like something in common,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then like forced time together.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Forced.
Yeah,
I
I think
agree,
the
yeah.
best way to become my friend is to be forced into it, and then you realise actually it's really worthwhile. I'm actually a very good friend. I have really great reviews.
Yeah. Are you a
Tip 3: get
consistent
reviews.
friend? Like, are you one of those people that like will reach out and check, like give me a phone call?
I'm maybe not super good with that, but I'm the friend that you can go back to. Like,
Yeah.
maybe
That's
it's been
what you
6-9 months, and then it's like, oh my God, I have left him, and I need someone to drive down and get me out of the house.
Yes.
And like I have moved a lot of women out of a lot of houses in very short periods of time. I've been to a lot of abortions.
That's
My
me.
God.
Yeah, like, I mean, I know you shouldn't, but sometimes I'm like, I'm honoured that it was me that you asked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think, do you know what that is? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And it's their right to
take it
choose,
as-
and I will support it.
Take that as an honour. Yeah, you're 100% right.
Yeah.
So have kids or don't, call me. I'll bring a hamper.
Bring a hamper. Not to the abortion clinic. You're not turning up with a
Oh my God, I
hamper,
did
are you?
too. I really love helium balloons, and when I took my brother to have the snip when he had his
Okay, this is
what's
fine.
it, vasectomy, and
Yeah,
I took him a helium balloon. But like obviously they don't do bespoke vasectomy ones, so I had to buy one and then get
Did you
word
pop it when you
stickers
came back around?
that said I put snip snip bitch. Carried it the whole time. I loved it.
That's great. That's brilliant.
If
I
I ever
love
need an
that.
abortion, I'm gonna call you.
Cool thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be a real surprise if you
Wow! You're like, this is a medical marvel. Don't call Aaron. call
What's number 2?
Oh yeah. So number 2, fitness classes. Like
Yes.
going to
Fuck off.
fitness classes.
Of course.
You meet like-minded people, but you have to be really careful. So I went to a run club the other week, and there were so many straight, laddish white men that I wasn't sure if I was at a run club or if I was at a rally. I was literally looking around for signs like, "Oh my God, what are they? Please say protect the dolls. Please say protect the dolls." But yeah, I think I've joined a cult.
Also, can I say, like, yeah, look, you know I love you, but I think it is the most you thing ever to say. Yeah, if you want to make friends, go to a gym class, which is essentially saying be fit and beautiful. That's
Well, no, actually, it's not working out very well for me because I'm too competitive. So I joined this really bougie near me like fitness class, and like so bougie, it's like neon lights, it's like thunder and that. And I thought I'm gonna hate this.
Yeah.
But like you wear like a heart rate monitor that tells you like how it works out like sweat points for what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I just see it as a race. Like I haven't made any friends because I'm super competitive. I have to win each time.
Yeah.
And then like you guys, probably I keep monetizing hobbies. So now I'm going to be a fitness coach there. So like I've really not made any friends.
I
might make
think
some
that
money.
you doing something at an aerial place in Leeds.
Oh yeah, so I do the circus stuff. But circus people are so
No,
busy
there's
and
a specific
engaged.
one in Leeds. I don't know whether to. Maybe
don't know whether we
I'll
should.
mention them and then you can always cut it out if we need to.
Yeah.
Aerial Empire.
Yeah.
I used to pole dance there.
Oh,
Are you
I love
really
it
good at
there.
that?
So I take classes there, as in like my like continued personal development, because I'm sort of semi-retired from circus really, but I do cover for the Silks classes sometimes now. Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
really sad when I moved out of Leeds for that reason.
But like
Such
that,
a
so
lovely
when I was
place.
in circuses, like I was very like that was really good for friends because you work with the same and you build trust really quickly because you have to because you're
Yes.
like
Yeah.
supporting people physically. And then like I've just not had the regular time because I think with this job as well it's really difficult because you can't build routine. Like you're
Yeah.
always off doing things and
Yeah, that is the hard thing. And also, like, I suppose that's probably one of the things I found hardest with keeping friends who I used to work with. Because again, teacher's job is so binary. It's so like this is so
Yeah.
structured. It's like just. So very few of them I'm still in contact with. Some of them I've mentioned them before. They're big fans of the podcast. They listen all the time.
Yeah.
But those people, it's like but they have to be like, they then have to be very good friends to then stick with you because when it's like, oh, you know, we're going out this weekend to a covenant, then I'm like, oh no, I'm in Brighton, and they're like, well, you've not been able to come to anything in the last 6 months.
And then they stop inviting you.
Yeah, but
and
so it's like they have to be
I get that a
incredibly
lot.
good friends to be
Yeah,
able to do
and
that.
I'm a friend that you can always come back to, but like I'm just not proactive. Like I might be having a meltdown and I'll take a few days to respond. And if people are precious about that, like I can love you from afar, but like this friendship isn't gonna continue.
Yeah.
But then if you need me, I will be there. But if you're just messaging me saying like, how was your day?
I will be there as long as I'm not already booked.
Yeah.
But you're watching. But you're pretty vocal about that, which is good. Like if you're open about that
Yeah,
makes
and
life
you
really
know what
easy,
you're
doesn't
getting.
it?
Like you can
Yeah,
buy into
100%.
this, but you're
Yeah.
gonna be doing the majority of the lifting. But like
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
sometimes I'll turn up with banana bread and it's gonna be a nice time.
Oh yeah, I'll turn up with
no,
a
I'd be saying
hamper.
no longer.
I'm the king of hampers and helium balloons.
You turn up with banana bread at my house. Doors getting shut in your face.
What the
Fuck
Sorry.
banana
As you
bread.
know, I won't be eating it, and if I did, there'd be a sign.
Ultra. What is the next one?
Okay.
Yeah,
next
we seriously, I can't express enough. We've got about
4
I
minutes.
know. I've
90
got 2
seconds.
more. Next one is sleep with people you know it won't work out with, just in the hope that they say, let's be friends.
That's the worst advice.
Yeah, that's.
No, that is such a good thing.
Look, I think we've all done it.
My lesbian friends have all been with each other, and like now they're just
Yeah.
friends, and like that's how they got some of the best friends in their
I
lives.
agree that is, yes, a lot of my friends.
Can I tell you a story where this all really backfired the other week with me? So we went to the
You all got together in one place.
no, went to
Okay.
the Sugar Babes concert,
course.
and like done the
Of
whole thing.
course you did.
It's like
The
all
gayest story
cycles
on the
back. Right?
podcast.
Yeah, there were 3 women there, and I'd done that thing, you know, where you want to go to a concert, so you buy like 2 tickets, you know, you'll find someone that wants to go. My friend Richard had also done the same thing, and we both tried to invite each other.
okay.
So we were like, oh, well, we'll go together, but we'll both have to bring someone else. Richard was working till late, and I hosted like pre-drinks before we went
Yeah.
to the Sugar Babes. I went full out on the buffet. Everything was Sugar Babes themed.
Oh
So we were
my
drinking.
God.
We were drinking Caught in a Moament.
Oh my god.
It gets worse with the food.
This is why he's the best in the business.
The food was really bad. Toad in the hole in the head.
That's awful.
What's that's not buffet food?
No, it was. It was a little like Yorkshire
No,
pudding with a
little
sausage
one,
in.
okay.
Yeah. Freak like brie.
Immediately on board.
Yeah,
Useful.
just pastry with brie and like cranberry or something in.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
The best one was quiche ham bucam ham.
I can't with this.
Basically, I just ham on toast. But quiche ham ham. Anyway, so I'd gone like full out. So I bought 2 friends, and they were talking. We'd been together for maybe like an hour and a half because I'd forced them to go to this cocktail bar to go and get free Sugar Babes merch, as I did. they seemed to be getting on very well. They'd never met. And then while I was sort of sorting out the spread and that, they were on my balcony because it was sunny, and they were chatting, and it sounded quite intense. And I could hear that they were talking about it. And my friend said, "Oh, tell me more about your husband."
Oh, God.
And then the other friend went, "Well, why don't you tell me? Because I know that you were sleeping with him 13 years ago." And it turned out that my friend had been having an affair with the other friend's husband years ago, and the affairee didn't know about it until the other friend revealed it, and then it was just awkward for hours and hours.
Well, it wouldn't be.
We need to
No.
and
my
And we need those two people.
because we went to the Sugar Babes concert, and my friend left, like he was so uncomfortable. He's like, "I just don't want to deal with 13-year-old drama." And I was like, "You're at a Sugar Babes concert, like that's all that this is."
That's why
There have
we're
been-
here. Why have you
There have
come?
been 3 chants of Heidi, 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 and I only started 2 of them. So like, this is all about 13-year-old drama. So you have to be very careful with that.
Okay. Yes, you do. Have to get that. And what was your last piece of advice?
All right, the last piece of advice: go out in fancy dress.
Okay.
Because if you go out on your own, like people think you're a loser. If you go out in fancy dress, no one would suspect anyone would be psycho enough to go out on their own in fancy dress. So when you go up to the bar and then you find people that you think look like safe and like fun, and you're like, "Excuse me, like, can I just hang out with you guys for a little bit? Because like I was waiting for my friends and I took my other friend to the train station, and then I was meant to meet them in this bar and they're not here." Then you look like a hero as well. So you're a hero, dressed like a bunny, and like you're like, "Oh, can I just hang out with you? I'm just a bit embarrassed because I'm dressed as a bunny, but we were all in fancy dress."
I don't think you need to go that far.
Mate, it works.
This
I
sounds
think-
like it'll be the start of your Netflix documentary.
Well, I get murdered, the bunny killer or something.
Yes. No. Oh, what makes you think you're the one getting murdered?
Yeah,
That's what I'm thinking, like, I'm the killer.
Yeah, you're the killer in that story.
Yeah.
Hey, and I'd be friends with you guys.
Oh my god, it does actually. I swear to God, I've not killed anyone yet. Look, you've got to do whatever you can do to get your career. So, no
You've got
press
to
is
do
bad
what you
press.
can
I can
to
do
get
the
industry.
publicity.
I cannot believe we're going to end on, you got to do what you got to do in this industry. So murder people. That's going to be the
I
end of
do
the
not
pod.
advocate murdering people. But I do advocate going out in fancy dress and pretending that you were with a big group.
I don't think you need to do that.
But like, do you not think it's weird if someone just comes up into a bar and is like, "Hi, I came out on my own, I want to hang out with you"? You'd be
Yes,
like,
that's really weird.
Yeah.
If they're dressed as a bunny, that doesn't make a
I
lot of
think that makes
sense.
it weirder.
You're actually stranded.
But also, like, why do you want to hang out with me? Like, why have you seen me from across the room and you're like, "Oh, do you want to be friends?" Like, I don't know.
And well, like sometimes you just need to be with someone to start, and then you'll find your tribe as you go through the night. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know? I think that I think you can find like we meet so many people in comedy that I think that you could just like reach out to them and like, do you want to be friends?
I feel like this is an intervention now.
But what I will say though is, I do think, again, it can at times be a really lonely job. So there are times where I will do a show or do a gig and afterwards be like, it's a Saturday night, I want to go and have some
Yeah.
fun. But I am the only one in this city that I know.
Yeah.
So then you end up walking into somewhere.
That's why I
and,
always keep a fancy dress outfit in my car.
But
You just never know when you're going to
Do
need.
I imagine you have,
Actually,
do
no.
you have different options? No. Do you have different options? I imagine you have different options.
the
Depends
different people that you
seasonal.
are. what was it?
Ryan Matthews, yeah.
What
Ryan
Ryan
Matthews.
Matthews were to me.
He's not in fancy dress.
I
Ryan
definitely
Matthews.
have used. Yeah, I've said Ryan Matthews when I'm in a bunny outfit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I have had people be like, "Ryan," after, and I'll be like, "I know exactly who you are."
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
So apologies
Wow.
to that group of people that may be listening and being like, "Wait." Thank you. I did appreciate that.
It's always good to end a podcast with an apology, isn't it?
This
Well,
has been wild, but I've loved every second.
it's been great. It's been so
I can't
much
believe we had to
fun.
rush the actual topic. Why did I spend so much time preparing?
This is what.
This is what this podcast is.
Yeah, I did, but
You
I
listen to
actually
it,
only
listen.
listened to the first half of each one and did wonder why we never got to the topic. I just assumed I was
Pretty
popping
much
out
what all
there,
of these
yeah.
episodes are. Yeah, we spent half an hour. Oh, we've done at least 2 now with 2 guests where we've not got onto the topic and then we've had to make up a title after we've recorded the episode.
I feel like I could come back and still do the same topic.
Yeah. I think you need to come back.
Having not...
Just so we can hang out as friends.
You're not talking about fancy
You're not
dress.
actually recording this, are you? This was just like a community outreach piece.
No, we're just sending
Quiz
it to
on...
the police.
Oh my God, it's
Like-
this quiz on helping the elders. And like, you guys are just like... You'll do an actual podcast after this about how it was having to help out an old person.
We'll do the testimonials on the Netflix documentary.
Yeah.
It just seems so normal in real
Yeah.
life.
When I lived in
What
house
did you
shares...
say?
When I lived in house shares, there was one girl, she would always go missing for like days at a time, and I made us keep like a whiteboard where you say where you've gone, because I was always like, I didn't want to be the person on the news that was like, it's been 3 days, why didn't you ring the alarm? Do you know what I mean? When you have to be the friend that was like, sometimes she would go missing, sometimes she'd be at her mum, sometimes she'd be at a boy, sometimes she would be in a ditch, but you know, she seemed happy when she came back.
She always came.
A bell around her neck.
Right, we must end.
We must end. Thank you so much. No, but thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you very much.
It's been great to have you. Thanks so much. Where can people find you online?
I am at Aaron Twitchen or at Ryan Matthews, depending which one of me you are. And you can get my book Homo History from Amazon.
Amazing. Go do that.
Yeah.
This has been Quiz On. Thank you so much for listening. Please remember to rate and review us and listen to future episodes. I can't really remember what we say at this point.
No, just
hit that bell, subscribe.
In the words
5
of JoJo
stars
Siwa.
gets us much higher up on Apple. Leaving a review helps other people find us.
Someone does want to come back.
Even better. If you enjoyed this, send it to someone you think would appreciate it.
That's
if they're
great.
single and
Talk
male,
about
even
us.
better. Thank you.
We just want to be talked about.
No publicity is bad publicity. If you want to
True.
start a rumour that the 3 people on this are killers, then that would help.
Just the one.
Just the one. And he's the Ryan Matthews in a bunny outfit with a knife. But this has been Quiz On. Thank you so much for listening. We will see you next time on the Quiz On podcast.
Bye.
Bye.